Welcome back, my friends, to At Home with Gigi. I'm Gwen. Thank you so much for being here today. I am going to share with you a gorgeous high-end summer wreath that you can definitely make on a budget. So if that sounds like something you would be interested in, please come along with me. And if you really like it, give it a big old thumbs up. Now let's get started. For this wreath, you're going to use a grapevine, which is an 18-inch grapevine wreath. This beautiful greenery from Michael's. And this greenery here, I have an assortment, and all of these came from the Dollar Tree. You'll see some purple tulips lying there. I ended up not using those. But aren't these just gorgeous greenery from the Dollar Tree? And those beautiful calla lilies, they came from Amazon. And as always, when I use a grapevine wreath, I just start by cleaning up around it because it's got a lot of scragglies, as you can see, sticking out there. So I just give it a good snip down and then just clean it up. But if you want that wild, untamed look, you go for it. And I'm just going to start by placing some of these extra fern pieces that I had left over from another project. I wanted where it's coming from the top and the bottom. This is going to be a asymmetrical wreath. I believe that's the correct term for it. Anyway, it's going to be all on one side. And I'm just placing these little fern pieces in the wreath. They are not very sturdy on the end, so just if you're going to use Dollar Tree fern, just be aware of that. But they are really, really pretty. And I had these few little odd and end pieces left over, and I wanted to use them. And I'm just going to clip down these long branches that I also got from the Dollar Tree. I just thought they were so gorgeous and just so shiny. They are just so pretty, and I'm just going to stick them into my grapevine wreath and see where I want to place them, and then I will go back and hot glue them in. This wreath will be going to one of my daughters, so I will be hot gluing everything down, and then I'm also going to use some floral wire just to make sure all the large pieces are staying in place. If I was making it for myself, I probably wouldn't do that. That way I could reuse the wreath and my greenery. I'm just adding a little bit of extra there to make sure it's going to stay in place. And sometimes you have to go back and clip off a little bit more because you really don't want those stems to stick out through the back of your wreath.
There was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise.
And this beautiful greenery came from Michael's, and I got a huge bush for 50% off. So I've been able to use this on 3 different wreaths, so you really get your money's worth. And because it's such a large stem and it's a little heavier than the others, I'm going to go in with some floral wire and just tie it down, make sure it doesn't move.
Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes.
And because I'm going to be covering this up with more greenery and flowers, I'm just doing it where it's face up. Otherwise, if it's going to show, you would need to make sure you put that wire through the back. And these are those beautiful calla lilies that came from Amazon, and they are so gorgeous. You get 20 of them for less than $15, so it is well worth the money. And I'm just placing them in there, and I'm leaving the stems kind of long. I'm going to go back and snip this one down a little bit. So I want to make sure that it's standing up away from the wreath, if that makes any sense. If not, then you'll see what I'm doing here. I didn't want them to lay down flat. I wanted them standing out away from the wreath. And I think they turned out so beautiful, and they are so lifelike. I was kind of unsure ordering them off of Amazon because sometimes it's hit or miss, but they were just gorgeous. And I've never used calla lilies in a wreath before, but it's my daughter's favorite flower. So I took a gamble and it really paid off. And this is where I changed it up a little bit. As you saw the purple tulips at the beginning, I decided not to go with those. I'm just using these beautiful little delicate roses, and these also came from the Dollar Tree this year, and I thought it just popped against those white calla lilies. This wreath, as with many of my projects, the flowers can be swapped out to whatever you have on hand. I try to make my projects as versatile as possible so that you don't have to go out and spend money on different things. So just use whatever you have on hand. And these pretty green wreath, this also came from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just using it as a filler.
Beyond gravel, beyond dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes. Undercover agents of the other. Beyond gravel, beyond
adding some more of that beautiful purple roses in there, and a little more of those, I call them the green fronds. I'm not sure what you call them, just those long stemmy pieces from the Dollar Tree. You can stop right here if you want, or I'm going to add a bow to it, but you could add a sign or whatever. And I'm just using my Easy Bow Maker and this gorgeous, gorgeous ribbon that I got from Michael's. And I am all about some lace on ribbon, and I just love it. I thought it was so pretty. I'm making a 6-loop bow, and it's like 6 inches, 5 inches, and about 4.5 inch loops. And then I'm just going to tie it off with a pipe cleaner. I usually like to use a zip tie, but I didn't have any on hand when I was making this, so I just use that. I did have to add an extra little piece of pipe cleaner to make it reach all the way around the wreath, and then I just fluff up my bow. I'm still working on my bow making skills, so I have to fluff, and fluff some more. And this is how it looked. I thought it was just absolutely gorgeous. This is definitely a very neutral farmhouse look. If you love that style, and that seems to be all the rage right now. And again, you could substitute any flower in for the calla lilies. Thank you guys so much for being here today. If you're not a part of my YouTube family, I hope that you will consider becoming a part. of my family by hitting that subscribe button and smashing that notification bell to be notified each time I upload a new video. And if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And this is what it would look like on your front door. And I think it's just gorgeous. And I hope my daughter loves it as much as I do. And thank you guys so much for being here, and I will see you next time.